Hello guys, we are from Group 3. We will present to you about bankruptcy analysis by PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tbk, also known as Alfamart. So before we start our presentation, let me introduce our team. Consists of Nataya Dianda Kalista, with the last ID number is 088, and me Dewi Fatimah Hidayah, with the last ID number is 235, and last is Fitria Maulidiyah, with the last ID number is 262. So for table of content, first is company profile, second is bankruptcy analysis, third is multivariative analysis, fourth is Z-score method, fifth is financial statement, sixth is financial report analysis, and last is conclusion and recommendation. So the first slide will be presented by me, which is company profile. So PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tbk, better known as Alfamart, is a retail company based in Tangerang, Indonesia. Established in 1989, Alfamart started as a trading company for various products by Joko Susanto and family. In 1999, the company entered the mini-market sector and has since developed into a leading retail distribution network in Indonesia. Alfamart started as a various product trading company by Joko Susanto and family in 1989, and in 1994, the ownership structure changed to 70% owned by PT HM Sampurna Tbk and 30% owned by PT Sigmantara Alfindo. In 1999, PT Alfa Mini Mart Utama or AMU was established, and Alfamart opened Alfa Mini Mart on October 18, 1999. In 2002, PT HM Sampurna Tbk officially restructured its share ownership in PT Alfa Retailindo Tbk, and Alfamart then switched to PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya with shareholder PT HM Sampurna Tbk by 70%. And the next slide is Alfamart subsidiaries, which is PT Midi Utama Indonesia Tbk, PT Sumber Indah Lestari, Alfamart Retail Asia Pti Ltd, PT Sumber Trijaya Lestari, PT Sumber Wahana Sejahtera, and the last is PT Global Loyalty Indonesia. So in the next slide is bankruptcy analysis. According to Lesmana, bankruptcy is uncertainty regarding the ability of a company to continue its operational activities if its financial condition declines. Bankruptcy is the culmination of failure in managing a business. This failure can be in the form of failure to manage the company's working capital or failure to survive in increasingly uncertain competition.
Okay, next I will present to you about multivariate analysis. Susanto believes that multivariate analysis is multivariable analysis in one or more directions. This analysis relates to all statistical techniques that simultaneously analyze a number of measurements on individuals or objects. Multivariate analysis comes from the words multi or many and variate or variable. So that multivariate analysis is an analysis of many variables, which is a development of univariate and bivariate analysis. Jadi, pada dasarnya, analisis multivariat berasal dari kata multi yang artinya banyak dan variate yaitu variabel. Sehingga analisis multivariat ini adalah analisis dari banyak variabel yang merupakan pengembangan dari analisis univariate dan bivariate. After talk about multivariate analysis, now we talk about the Z-score method. The Z-score method or Altman is a score determined from a standard calculation of financial ratios which will indicate the level of probability of company bankruptcy. Altman Z-score is used as a measurable control tool for the financial status of a company that is experiencing financial distress. In other words, the Altman Z-score is used as a tool to predict the bankruptcy of a company. Jadi, pada dasarnya, Altman Z-score digunakan sebagai alat untuk memprediksi kebangkrutan perusahaan. Okay, so these are some of the variables we need to do a bankruptcy analysis. The first one is X1. We got the X1 from current assets minus liquid liabilities divided by total assets. X2 from retained earnings divided by total assets. X3 we got from earnings before interest and tax divided by total assets. X4 we got from market value of common shares and preferred divided by book value of total debt. And the last one, X5 we got from sales divided by total asset. Kenapa variabelnya ada 5? Ini kembali lagi ke slide sebelumnya, bahwa ini adalah multivariate analysis atau analisis dengan banyak variabel, sehingga kita mempunyai 5 variabel untuk kita mencari analisis kebangkrutan. After we know the variables, we know the Z-score formula atau rumus untuk mendapatkan Z-score. The formula is 1.2x1 plus 1.4x2 plus 3.3x3 plus 0.6x4 and the last one plus 1.0x5. So this is the variable and the Z-score formula. Okay guys, the next one we talk about the indication. Ada 3 indication. The first one, if Z less than 1.81 indicates that the company has a high probability of experiencing bankruptcy. Artinya, nanti kalau hasil dari Z-score-nya kurang dari 1,81 itu bisa diindikasikan bahwa company berkemungkinan tinggi akan mengalami kebangkrutan. The second one, if Z more than 2.99 indicates that the company has a small chance of going bankrupt. Kalau hasil Z-score-nya lebih dari 2,99 itu bisa dikatakan company hanya mempunyai kemungkinan kecil akan mengalami kebangkrutan. And the last one, if Z more than 181 but less than 2.99 means the company's condition is in the ambiguous area. Jadi kalau nanti hasil Z-nya ada di atas 1,81 tetapi berada di bawah 2,99, itu bisa dikatakan bahwa company berada di kondisi ambigu area. Seperti itu teman-teman. Okay, here is a financial statement from PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tbk with the accounts needed to analyze bankruptcy. Here there is data for the last 3 years. The accounts recorded in this financial statement are current asset, liquid liabilities, total assets, retained earnings, earning before interest and tax, market value of common and preferred stock, book value of total debt, and the last one, sales. Jadi di sini ada financial statement dengan akun-akun yang dibutuhkan untuk menganalisis kebangkrutan. Di sini kita mengambil data 3 tahun terakhir yaitu 2021 sampai 2023. Jadi data-data ini akan menjadi sumber untuk kita menganalisis kebangkrutan dari PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tbk. Next, after we know the data from financial statement of PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tbk, we continue to make multivariate analysis. We know the formula of the multivariate analysis from the previously described. And this is the result of the calculation. After we got the value of x1 until x5, we can input the x1 until x5 variable data into the Z-score formula. Like I said before, the Z-score formula is 1.2x1 plus 1.4x2 plus 3.3x3 plus 0.6x4 and the last one plus 0.0x5. And yeah, in the lowest column is the result of the Z-score of PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya for the last 3 years. Jadi teman-teman, setelah tadi kita dapat datanya dari financial statement PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya. Kita masukkan data tersebut ke perhitungan multivariate yang sudah dijelaskan sebelumnya. Setelah dapat nilai dari X1 sampai X5, kita input variabel X1 sampai X5 ke dalam formula z-score. Setelah itu kita akan mendapatkan hasil z-score yang ada dalam slide ini berada di kolom paling bawah. Seperti itu teman-teman.
Okay, and next about z-score, we can see in the table that 3 years in a row of z-score Alfamart in 2021, z-score is 3.652, and in 2022 the z-score is 3.879, and in 2023 the z-score is 4.007. And next, z-score graph, we can see the graph of z-score Alfamart that always increasing from 2021 until 2023. And next, conclusion, based on the result of calculating the score z-score coefficient for company PT Alfamart. In the table, it can be seen that company financial condition in 2021 is the safe zone category because the z value is 3.652, which means z-score more than 2.99, so it can be interpreted and can be identified that the company has small change of experiencing bankruptcy. And in 2022 and 2023, the same things will also happen. 2022 will be at 3.879, and in 2023 will be at 5.007. This show that z-score in 2022 and 2023 will still be above 2.99. So it can be interpreted that the company is still safe category and is classified as very unlikely to experience bankruptcy. And from the explanation above, it can be conclude that PT Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tbk been in the safe category for 3 consecutive years. Even PT Alfamart Tbk, it is also said that they are getting better at running their business as time goes by. This is proven by the z-score value, which continue to increase every year. And the next is a suggestion for company. It can recommended to continue to maintain stable financial performance through efficiency cost management, good cash management, and strategic fund allocation. Alfamart also need to consider geographic expansion by opening more branch in the underserved strategic location, as well as continue to innovate by introducing new product and improving service quality. Additionally, investment in digital technology to improve operation efficiency and customer experience is critical, as well as leveraging data analytics to understand customer behavior and market trend. Employee development through training and good welfare policy is also important step to maintain productivity and service quality. And next suggestion for investor, it is advisable to maintain or increase investment in the Alfamart considering its stability and positive growth prospect while continue to diversify its portfolio to reduce overall risk. It's also important to carry out regular monitoring of Alfamart financial performance through annual and quarterly report and relevant market news, as well as continue to evaluate risk of external factor that may influence the company performance. Investors are also encouraged to actively participate in the general meeting of shareholder and encourage management transparency. Okay, that's all for our presentation. Thank you for your attention.